Welcome back. If you've been following along with the series, playlist in the cards now, we've just beaten Rathalos in the quest In Need of a Hero. Now we're going to hunt down Barioth in the quest The Lost Expedition, as Rathalos gives us some pretty good fire equipment to beat Barioth with. Before we start, one of the requirements to unlock Terrible Poison Frozen Snow to hunt the Giganox and a Barioth for a feline attack drink upgrade is to hunt 3 Barioths. You should do that eventually. Since it's a relatively important upgrade, I will be covering it at a later time. If you've been following along, after clearing this quest 3 times, that quest should now be unlocked. Go do that if you can, although remember it is a multiplayer quest, and you can complete it with others if you'd prefer. Barioth is a flying wyvern introduced in Monster Hunter Tri. It has some ice-based attacks and a very long tail, and is weakest to fire and thunder in that order. As is the theme with 3rd gen monsters, it has something of a gimmick. In particular, our main goal is to break his wings, as this will cause his flanking jumping moves to slide on the ice, slowing him down a lot, and making him a lot more manageable. Barioth should seem very similar to Nargacuga from Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, or Portable 2nd G, as they both use the same skeleton, and the same can be said about Tigrex, who is from Freedom 2, otherwise known as Portable 2nd. We'll be fighting them soon enough as well, but for now, let's take a look at what you can expect to see from Barioth. If this is your first time fighting Barioth, go to Area 2 and a cutscene will play. Otherwise, you can try to meet him in Area 6, where he spawns, but I'd recommend you wait for him in Area 2, and go to Area 7 if he doesn't show up. Barioth spawns in Area 6, and goes to either 2 or 7. I'd recommend standing here and waiting until around 48 minutes 30 seconds time left in your quest details. Then check Area 7. Since he hasn't seen us yet, he won't do the diving attack. Your main target should be the wings, but try and hit the head every now and then too. Remember, if you sheath before getting hit by a roar, when you recover, your weapon will be sheathed. A lot of attacks can be punished if you have the proper spacing. Just don't overcommit. I'll chase him when he does this attack while flying. With this positioning, I'll sheath and run to him, as I'm assuming he'll taunt and I can hit his wing. I want to cancel my charge, but I don't want to roll unless I know it'll be safe to do so. That was lucky. Cheat tech again. Hammer's level 1 and 2 charge attacks have a lot of range and are relatively fast. They're very useful. Barioth is normally fast, but faster while enraged. Hit him when you can, but don't overcommit. When he flies up, don't sheathe right away. Make sure you know what he's doing before you do. I couldn't get close enough at the time, so instead of attacking anyways, I chose to back off for now. The hip check is honestly such a good opening. Just remember not to overcommit. I'm saying that a lot because it's extremely important both for this monster and for this weapon. And try and anticipate when the wing will break. Either way, now that it's broken, he should topple over, and we can aim to knock him out or break his other wing. Using hammer, I'd recommend trying to go for a KO. Once he's KO'd, either hit his head for more damage, or break his other wing if it's not broken. Unfortunately, sometimes a topple just won't happen due to the current game state, but check the attack section for more information. It sucks. Either way, both wings being broken will lower his mobility quite a bit, and using a hammer will cause him to become exhausted faster, giving us huge openings. There are times where you want to be super aggressive, when the monster is toppled, KO'd, exhausted, etc. Try and feel out when you think you can let loose. Notice now I'm being much more aggressive. Before, I was being careful and only hitting him once or twice. Think of Monster Hunter as a turn-based game. If you attack out of turn, you're going to be in trouble. Right now, it's my turn. Just still be careful. Like I said, even when exhausted, Barioth can be quite dangerous. I wasn't planning or expecting this hunt to end so quickly, but, well, hammer's a pretty strong weapon. But it can be hard to get used to. Try not to get discouraged if you're having trouble. To make either of the Barioth armor sets, this is what you'll need. When carving his body, you can get Barioth shells, frost sacks, Barioth pelts, and amber tusks. When capturing him, you can get Barioth pelts, Barioth spikes, frost sacks, amber tusks, and Barioth claws. When carving his tail, you can get Barioth tails, Barioth shells, and Barioth spikes. When breaking his tusks, you can get amber tusks, Barioth shells, and frost sacks. When breaking his wings, you can get Barioth claws, Barioth spikes, and Barioth pelts. When picking up a shiny, you can get wyvern tears, Barioth spikes, and frost sacks. We will need one Barioth tail for the armor set. Since I used hammer in this video, I want to mention that you'll need to switch up your strategies in order to get a tail cut. I recommend using longsword, but if you know anything about me, that shouldn't really surprise you. Whatever you do, you'll need to use cutting damage to cut the tail off, although the drop rate for the tail is pretty high once you do. Velvety hides are from Gigi, the baby Giganox that can be found in the Tundra Caves. Monster Bone Plus can be obtained from Zinogre, Rathalos, or Barioth. The Lagombi parts can be obtained from Lagombi, of course, which is a 3-star monster in the village. Killer beetles can be found in the flooded forest, but also in the tundra. You can bring a bug net with you when you're getting velvety hides, just in case you get some from areas 1 and 3. Hercudrums can be found in bug net spots in the volcano, in areas 1, 2, and 4. There is a volcano gathering quest in the village in 4-star. You won't need hot drinks unless you plan to do some mining as well, which isn't a bad idea. You can also get killer beetles from the farm's insect trapper when using the green shell bug perfume. You can get hercudrums from it as well, but you'll need the purple royal perfume or yellow rare perfume to get it. Unfortunately, we don't have access to those right now, so the volcano is your best bet. By default, the Blademaster armor gives us Constitution +1, Marathon Runner, and the negative skill Stamina Recovery down. Constitution makes both blocking and rolling take less stamina each time. Marathon Runner makes sprinting and climbing take less stamina over time, and will also reduce the rate of other stamina draining moves such as holding a bowstring, a hammer charge, or being in demon mode with dual blades. Since these are stamina skills, you could consider them dead skills, as almost all stamina worries can be negated by just using dash juice, made from pretty easily obtained catalyst and rare steak. But that would be an item upkeep to maintain if stamina is important to you. For the sake of the armor set, I'll ignore the use of dash juice, but you should keep them in mind. The negative skill Stamina Recovery down will act sort of like Water Blight, causing stamina to recover slower once you use it. It is more or less easily removed with a single decoration, but otherwise would make the set a bit worse for what it's giving you. The bad news is that we need to fight Nargacuga in order to get it. The good news is that we're going to fight Nargacuga next anyways. Speaking of which, I mentioned in the Zinogre video that if you wanted to get latent power +2, you'd need to hunt some Barioths. Well, now's your chance. You'll need a Sunspire Jewel, a Zinogre Horn, and 2 Barioth Spikes in order to make 1 Throttle Jewel, and you'll need 5 in order to activate latent power +2, or 4 if you are Zinogre's cap, but you'll want to consider what that will do to the rest of your skills as well. Anyways, the Barioth set also comes with Ice Attack at 9, requiring only 1 skill point to activate Ice Attack +1, and 6 in total to activate Ice Attack +2, which can be attained from either charms or decorations. Speaking of decorations, this armor set has 6 decoration slots, with 2 of the armor pieces having 2 slots each. Unfortunately, ideally we want 7, so you'll need to find 1 more from either a weapon, such as the Barioth Sword and Shield or Bow, or from a charm, which shouldn't be too difficult, relatively speaking. I'll go into more depth about charms later on, but for now, if you want more, go mining in the volcano, especially the higher up zones. Anyways, with the 6 slots in your armor, I recommend that you slot in 6 Frost Jewels, which will take 6 Sunfire Jewels and 12 Great Baggy Hides. Great Baggy can be found in the 4-star village quest. Then, with a weapon or decoration slot, you should slot in a Refresh Jewel 1, which will require a Sunspire Jewel, a Nargacuga Scale, and 2 Monster Bone M's. If you've been following along, this will unfortunately not be possible yet, but we're gonna fight Narga next, and he's not weak to ice anyways, so you can still set this armor up in preparation in the meantime. Altogether, this will remove the negative skills Stamina Recovery down, and activate Ice Attack +2, giving us Constitution +1, Marathon Runner, and Ice Attack +2. Finally, the armor has awful resistances to Fire and Thunder at -20 and -15, followed by Dragon with -5, but has a decent ice resistance of 10, followed by a water resistance of 5. I'd like to also mention the option of using the Gunner helmet instead of the Blademaster one. Doing so will give us Constitution +2 and Marathon Runner right off the bat, and it will only take 3 Frost Jewels to activate Ice Attack +1. I'd recommend going with the Blademaster helmet and getting Ice Attack +2, as I usually favor more damage when possible. But this isn't a bad option if you like the look of the Barioth cap, or just want to really focus on the stamina skills. Remember, rolling as well as sprinting is an important tool that all hunters have access to. At a simple level, rolling is a great way to get out of harm's way, rolling for the purpose of repositioning. At a high level, with or without evasion skills, rolling is a great way to be very aggressive, either rolling to position yourself for an attack, or rolling through a monster's attack, which will most often give you more time and put you in a better position to attack from. Anyways, this seems to me like a fantastic ice-based dual blade set, letting you stay in demon mode longer and dash around many more times. This will make you much more mobile and let you be really aggressive without running out of stamina quite as fast. The armor can be used to a similar effect with hammer, or really any melee weapon, as rolling and sprinting aren't weapon specific. You could even use it with a lance, as this will help with your very important stamina economy. Though guarding skills may be more important, honestly, especially since we can always just chug a dash juice to have infinite stamina anyways. If you like the look of it, or just want a good ice attack set for the early game, then consider picking this up. For the gunner armor, as usual, the story is much the same, and my decoration recommendations are the same as well. We have 6 decoration slots with the default skills of Constitution +1, Marathon Runner, and the negative skill Stamina Recovery down. Refer to the Blademaster section for more information, but with 6 Frost Jewels and 1 Refresh Jewel, which will require an Nargacuga skill, a monster we'll be fighting next, you can remove the negative skill and add Ice Attack +2. For gunners, this is mostly an ice bow set, especially since the ice bow comes with an open decoration slot to help you reach the 7 slots that you want. But like before, sprinting and rolling are universal actions, and these skills will be useful to anyone, despite the existence of dash juice, which will give you infinite stamina for a short duration. Again, if you like how it looks, or you just want a good ice attack set for early game, consider farming for this set, though you will need 1 tail, which could be tricky if you're only using ranged weapons. Consider bringing slicing ammo. Well, that's all I have to say about this hunt. We've got 2 more monsters ahead of us. One is a monster that some of you may be familiar with, fan favorite with some great equipment who's been in a bunch of games since its addition, and the other is Nargacuga. Jokes aside, I hope you have a good time in the hunt, and that you keep going strong. You're doing great, and we're nearly done with low rank. Remember to take breaks now and then, especially if things seem too difficult. You will make more mistakes when you're upset, and rest is very important. Until next time.